We are extremely passionate about our mission to change lives by providing access to training and education. I see news stories daily about companies repurposing their factories and retraining their employees and diverting their resources to address this pandemic. We too are pivoting and adjusting our priorities. It's hard to worry about getting job training when you're busy worrying about where you and your children's next meal is coming from. During this crisis, more and more Americans have been forced to rely on food banks who are not prepared to deal with the overwhelming need. I personally felt heartbroken and powerless seeing people waiting for food on long lines and wondered how I could make the most impact. That's when I found the Food Bank of New York City. I am proud to share that the Francine A. LeFrak Foundation has made a donation to the Food Bank for New York City that will provide 500,000 people in Queens hot meals and food to take home. Queens has become the epicenter of this virus with over 37,000 cases alone. In the 1960s, my father, Sam LeFrak, built apartments in Queens to provide affordable housing for those who needed it so. I feel particularly connected to these communities. So, on the 17th anniversary of my dad's passing, I could not think of a better way to honor him and continue his legacy. 1/3 of the food pantries in Queens have closed. Many of these food pantries relied on senior citizen volunteers to staff them. These volunteers are no longer available to help, and the food pantries have been forced to close. The remaining pantries struggle to feed the tens of thousands left jobless and hungry during this crisis. 38% of children are getting smaller meals each day as families try to stretch the food further. There is a lack in funding needed to meet the overwhelming demand. The communities of Rego Park, Corona, and Forest Hills have a meal gap of 10.7 million meals. Elmhurst Hospital, the busiest hospital in New York right now, serves and employs people living in these hard-hit communities. I feel so blessed to be able to make this gift of 500,000 meals to the Food Bank of New York City and grateful that they are nimble enough to fill this meal gap in Queens by mobilizing food trucks and partnering with other organizations on the ground that desperately need financial aid. Please join me in supporting them. Together we can make an even bigger impact. We are all looking for ways to help, and this is an important and effective way to do so. Every donation to the food bank's work in Rego Park, Corona, and Forest Hills has a significant impact. A donation for as small as $5 will provide 25 meals for children. Please join me and the Francine A. LeFrak Foundation in making a gift. Please visit www.foodbanknyc.org/gethelp. Stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless America.